Cross Movement before, and now I'm coming out with Reach Records because Cross Movement's no longer. And I've always had a heart for the UK, man. I love it out here. I love the people, especially people that I meet, the Christians out here. You know, just a bunch of solid, beautiful believers who are genuine in their faith. They don't want nothing from you, and they don't expect nothing from you. So I accept friendship and fellowship. So I love it out here in the UK. I love the believers. They're really on fire. They're ready to just hit the streets and tell the people about the Lord. Even in the way it is out here. I know how hard it is out here to speak about the Lord in the streets. But people are willing to just share their faith, you know, to the public and to people. And so when I found out that I was going to the UK again, when they asked me, I said definitely. I haven't been out here in 2 years. We didn't come out here last year. We went here a year before. It's definitely something I always want on my schedule, you know, something that I always want like yearly, you know, even if it's for a couple of days, for 5 days, a week, 2 weeks, you know, I definitely want to come out to the UK. I just love it out here. One time or another, I was thinking, it was me and my wife, you know, I was thinking about moving to London. I know I'm here in Birmingham right now, but, you know, London reminds me of New York, and I'm from New York, and it felt like a more peaceful New York, though it's very forensic, a lot of energy, but you know, I just love that it was just like New York without all the crime. So I love it out here in the UK. My heart is for the people, and just like my album Intermission, man, I just want to spread, you know, the gospel to those, whether it be behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. You know, my job is to, you know, lay the platform for rappers. You know, the music, whether it be in the studio, outside the studio, that's my job. And I just play the roles God has given me, you know, and I just want to be missional in that, meaning I want to let people know who God is, what the gospel is through all I do, whether it be talk to me with just doing my job or whatever, you know. I want people to know that there's something different about that person, and it's the Lord.
Wow, fantastic. You say it's your 9th time over here, so you've done the circuit, man. You're a veteran in the game, I believe, yeah?
I tell people the lingo now, I'm like, that's not a trash can, that's a rubbish bin. You know, that's not an elevator, that's a lift.
Okay. So you've seen the change in times. I mean, earlier we were discussing about the economic, you know, the recession and how that's affected the game. So yeah, just really want to get your heart. How is that affecting you guys at Reach? How is that affecting you as a minister in music?
It's affected us in a way that churches used to bring people out left and right back at home, or organizations used to bring people out, and it's like they're being it's a little less now, you know, they're not bringing all the big names out, you know, and the good thing about us at Reach and about Christian rappers, we're not people who charge a ton of money, you know, we're not spending, hey, send us out, we'll charge $200,000, we're not doing that.
Right.
So instead of like a lot of these places bringing these big time artists, they'll bring us instead, which is good for us because we're, you know, it's like we're still working and we're still getting the gospel out. We're doing the same thing they're doing, but in hip hop form, and then it gets people to find out, who are these guys? Like, you know, I heard of, when some people think of Christian hip hop or think of hip hop that has Christ in it, they think of Toby Mac, they think of Kirk Franklin, they think of Ty Tribbett, Kenton Jones, and some people, like they don't know that there's a Lecrae, there's a Tadashi, there's a Joe Baraka, there's a Truth, there's a Triple E and stuff like that. So it's still growing, you know, though it's getting bigger and people are knowing about it more, it's still growing. And through this economic climate, I think we've learned that even within our ministries, we have to be more resourceful. We have to not waste as much. It lets us know, man, that every provision is from God, and to make sure that we're responsible with it. You know, we're not just out here buying the different toys and everything, though I love toys. I mean, I got my iPad, my iPhone, and stuff like that. But I won't be buying a brand new car each week or stuff like that. You know, I've had the same car for 6 years, and that's what God provided for me. You know, until I run that to the ground, you know, that's the way it's going to be. So I think through these times, I think more and more people are realizing, like, just remember, God has given this to you. You don't have to live outside your means. Though things are great to have, you know, though a big house is great to have, though cars are great to have, it's something that we shouldn't be striving for. It's because one day we might not be able to pay those bills anymore and stuff like that. And with a big house comes a big bill and a big mortgage and an upkeep and stuff like that. So I think the Lord is showing us that, you know, remember, I provided this for you, and be responsible for what I provided for you.
Fantastic. I mean, at GL, we're all about raising up young people to help them realize their calling within the music. Some are rappers, some are producers. But I really want you to talk to the DJs. You know, a lot of the time, the DJs don't get the same level of exposure or press as a rapper. But I just want you to share with the DJs. We've got our DJ on board, number one DJ for real.
Okay.
So it's just people like that I need you to encourage and just tell them to encourage them to stay on what they on their calling of being a DJ.
Just like somebody told me, this is the gift God has given you. Whether it be behind the scenes, or like I know I said this before, behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. Remember, this is what God's given you. Just like with the economic thing, be responsible for what He's given you. My job, I never wanted to be a rapper. I was never the talkative type. Though I'm talkative behind the scenes, I mean, I gotta make jokes and talk all day. When there's a camera, there's a microphone in front of me, I kind of like freeze up somewhat. So I'm just encouraged. I encourage others who are DJs and producers. If this is your job, if this is what you want to do in your ministry, which is your job in itself, give it your all. I study my craft. I study other DJs. I go on YouTube and study people, what they do. I'm also a producer, which I love making music, love making beats. I constantly make beats. I constantly search for new sounds. I'm constantly challenged by those within the Christian realm, those outside the Christian realm, because I hear things. I'm like, man, how in the world did they do that? How in the world did they do that? So, and I just give it all for the glory of God. Like I'm not trying to be selfish with this. I'm not trying to be a millionaire with this. I'm not trying to accomplish world domination. I'm just trying to provide a platform for the gospel to be, told.
Right.
So.
Right. I just want to talk about the craft of DJing as well. I mean, I'm coming from a place where before I was in Christ, I used to go to raves, used to go to clubs, and the DJ will get credited for being able to mix a track. And now you've got software that actually does that for you.
Yeah.
Computers that are doing the work for you. How important is it as a DJ to have that craft, to have that actual skill of DJing?
It's very important because you got to know the people. You got to know the crowd. You got to know what certain songs you're playing, what's feeding the crowd, or what songs is not playing. Like if I throw a song on and it's not working, you better hurry up and mix another song, not program another song into it, stuff like that. But just like computers, there was a time when we used calculators to make everything. Now we just type in stuff and computers do it all. There's a lot of software that helps people out. Just like at one time I know that I used to have to bring crates of records places. Now I just have to bring my laptop, a little hard drive, and some needles, and that's it. This software that's helping, but some people, that's all they know is like, all they know is that software, and that's it. They don't know what it is to feel out a crowd. They don't know what it is to scratch. They don't know what it is to, work something so hard because you're trying to get a certain sound and stuff like that. I mean, this didn't happen overnight for me. I didn't just take 2 records and hey, this is 98 BPM and this is 93, and I pressed a button and mix it. No, it was like, you better learn how to count beats and count measures and how to make the two BPMs work and stuff like that. So. That's important, man. That's very important. I'm not anti in computers, but I'm not like just lean totally on that because you'll never really have a feel. Your feel for music will be just computer and stale. You want to have a feel. You want to have that soulful music like that I was brought up on. We were brought up on feeling the music. Like if certain things work, certain things work, certain things didn't work, certain things didn't work, but you felt it. So yeah.
So what's the key things as a DJ? I said earlier, a lot of people want to be rappers because they got the spotlight a lot of the time. But in terms of being a DJ, how do you identify a DJ that's anointed to be a DJ rather than someone that's just on the hype?
One, you're willing to play the low. You're willing to play the background. I would say that, and somebody who's willing to sit there and really learn the scratches, learn what it is to mix, learn. This guys, I always hear guys like, hey, I want to learn how to DJ. And then I tell them, 2 turntables cost this much, a mixer costs this much, and needles cost this. I don't know if I want to learn how to DJ no more. But if you're willing to go through getting some cheap turntables and learning from that and going from somewhere else, then this is the job. I've been doing this for 11 years now. This is the job God's called me for. Like I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I was behind a computer desk behind a computer desk at the office, and though that was paying the bills, that wasn't my passion. Though I was, that helped out with everything around the house, that wasn't my passion. It wasn't until I got behind those 2 turntables and learned to do things, that I started my passion for music really started coming out. So if you want to be a DJ, man, you gotta put your heart into it, especially if this is for the Lord. You gotta put your heart in it, not just like, hey, I just want to pick this up because I'm not good at rapping or I'm not good at dancing. I'm not good at, just know, like, because it won't last that long. Your heart sooner or later will, you'll lose interest in it. If this is really from the Lord, man, your passion will last for a long time until the Lord gives you something else to be passionate about. So, and I feel like I'm up there in years, 33 years, and I feel like I can still do this for a while.
Wow. How do you keep that passion? How do you maintain that passion? You must have seen some things that would make you want to quit sometimes, but how do you maintain that passion?
I mean, there is times where it's just like I don't want to do anything. I mean, there's like when I created my album Intermission, I didn't want to touch a turntable. I didn't want to touch a beat making program. I didn't want to touch anything. I just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy my regular life with my family. There's those times where that happens. There's times that happen, but the people I'm surround myself with, I just love music. I mean, I can hear something, and it's like, oh, what's that? It's like, I gotta find out what that is. And stuff like that fuels my fire. And then when I go home, I hear certain things. I'm in a store and at a Starbucks, and I hear certain jazz music in the back. I'm like, oh, what is that? And I try to find out what that is. It's like, that fuels me. So I know this is my life. If it wasn't my life, most people go to Starbucks and they hear some music, oh, that's pretty cool, walk out. Or any store, I'm just using Starbucks as an example. Any store, that's cool music. To me, it's like, how did they do that? How did they create that? How did they make that? And I go home and, try to come up with my own sound, but, I get fueled by other people's music.
So are you called to hip hop, or are you just a music lover?
I love music. I love music. I love hip hop because that's what I grew up on and that's what I do. But I love all types of music, man. I love electronica. I love soul music. Stuff like that. Only thing I can't get with is American country music. I just don't like that. I'm from New York, man. We didn't listen to that stuff growing up. I can even get with some opera, but that country stuff is like, get out of here with that. It's like, I don't want to hear about somebody talking about their dog and their cat dying and they're depressed and they write a whole song about their cow and stuff like that. I don't want to hear that, even though I'm making fun of it. I can't hear that. So I love music, man. I just love music. So.
Okay, and has it always been young people? Is your calling to young people, or is it?
I think for now, yes.
Yeah.
I think for now, yes, because most people, I'm really like the first generation. I'm 33 years old. I'm really the first generation of people who grew up on hip hop. I grew up on hip hop when it was being in New York, when it was being born in the 70s, late 70s, 80s. Though I was a little baby, I had older cousins and stuff like that who did graffiti, who did breakdancing and all that. So really, most of the time you go to concerts and it's mid-30s to, teenagers to babies who are at the concerts. So as I continue to get older, hip hop continues to get older, and right now I feel like that's my calling until, like I said, something else the Lord, makes me passionate about. When you were coming up, who were your major influences? You got a lot of young DJs looking up to you right now, but who did you look up to in your time? As far as DJing?
Yeah.
Well, I would say, well, me producing and DJing go hand in hand. Some people try to separate it. Me, it's like I have so much love for both of them at the same time. So, I grew up on DJ Premier, DJ Scratch, Pete Rock, DJ Riz, DJ Cypher Sounds, Total Eclipse, DJ AV, Ed Scissorhands, DJ Cuber, DJ Craze, DJ A-Track. Those are more of the newer guys now, but those are the guys I really I listen to and would challenge. And like as far as production, you have I'll be honest, Kanye West inspires me. His music, he makes great music. Though it's not for the Lord, he makes great music. Just Blaze, Dr. Dre, like I said, DJ Premier for DJing and for production. Some of the old Public Enemy stuff back in the day, the Bomb Squad, Hank Shockley and Lee Sandler and stuff like that. Those guys, man, those are the stuff that as I grew up, those are the stuff that fueled my passion for music. Like I would hear stuff like that and be like, I want to make something like them. And when I became Christian, I was like, I want to make something like that for the Lord, so that I want to take everything the Lord gave me.